access level has recently increased. Excellent. Incoming message.
Welcome, agents, to episode 97 of Behind the Scanner. Our special guests tonight are Miss Vortex from Germany and John Tan from Singapore. Welcome to the show. Have a question for our guests? Join us during the broadcast in our live chat room on our website, behindthescanner.com, or you can submit questions through the YouTube Q&A tool. If you know someone who would make a great guest, submit their information to us at behindthescanner.com and click on Guest Suggestions. Subscribe to our channel and watch previous recordings on YouTube. For all the latest updates and news, follow us on Google+. And now, your hosts of Behind the Scanner.
Hey, welcome back, agents, to episode 97 of Behind the Scanner. And I'm Jorge from Mexico City, and my co-host tonight is Frank Martinez. Hello, Frank.
What's up?
How are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you. And, well, we have two great guests tonight. We have Miss Vortex. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks. A little bit tired.
Yeah, it's too late in Germany, right?
3 in the morning.
Yeah, well, you are not a night agent, I guess.
Wouldn't say so. I stay up for Intel or Op, but not just for drinking coffee and having some chat, normally.
Great. Well, tell us about how you first start playing Ingress and how long was that?
I started in August 2013 with some very low portals here in Regensburg, and we were just about 20 players for the Resistance. It was fun. A little bit different to now. Now we have hundreds of portals and lots of players.
How you heard about the Ingress?
Oh, I read about it online on Twitter or so. I don't remember really. It just was. I started one account on February, but there were no portals around me. And then I moved to the inner city, and there were like 3 portals, and I said, okay, now I can start. But that was some months later.
Okay. And we have tonight also John Tam from Singapore. Hello, John.
Hi.
Hey, nice helmet.
Hey, thanks. Yeah.
Hey.
I made it myself for Persepolis.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you show it? Nice. It's great. Well, it's green, but it's great. So, John, how did you start playing Ingress?
I started playing Ingress in August of 2014, and it was actually my students who were introducing Ingress to me. They kept bugging me, hey, you should play this game, you should play this game. But because I was on iOS, so at the point of time, the only Android phone I had was a crappy little thing that when I tried to run Ingress, it decided to hang instead. So I waited for the iOS version to come up, and that's when I really started going.
Okay, and how long have you been playing Ingress?
Since August 2014, so little about 1.5 years now, coming to.
Wow, it's a long time already. So yeah, Frank.
Hey, what's going on, John? I gotta say, buddy, I think you're gonna have it tough this show. You got a couple of blue guys hosting, so
It's okay.
we're gonna give you
We're
a
all
little
English
trouble.
agents. It doesn't matter.
So I gotta ask, what about the social aspect of the game? Was that something you knew about before you started to play? Something you heard about from your students? And did you see that as an added benefit to jump on board?
Well, I had absolutely no idea about the social aspect of the game, and um, all I knew was, oh, we can like play together and all that. We didn't, but because it was during the term break, the summer vacation, so I didn't really have a chance to play with them. It was only after I reached level 9, and what happened was that um, I caught a senior agent during Helios, and that's how I got introduced into the community. Yeah,
Very
so
cool. How would you?
you always so you always hear of senior agents that catch newbies and all that on the field to say hi and all that. For me, it was the other way around.
Nice, nice. How would you say that the community has changed much from the time that you started?
Um, I would say it depends on who is in the community because the community would change depending on who makes it up and uh, for me I find that I'm drawn to a closer group of people, crazy people otherwise, and we've actually formed the Enlightened Foreign Legion, and we are based not just uh, in Singapore, but in Malaysia and Indonesia and Philippines and all that. So we actually do all sorts of crazy stuff, a lot of mega fields and all that.
Wow, that's a pretty cool looking flag. I
Sorry?
like that. That's a pretty cool
Yeah.
looking flag. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Miss Vortex, on to you.
Yeah, hi. Banner
Oh,
doesn't
look at
work.
that. I like that. You got your own sign. Came prepared. So, how about you? Like, how was your experience with the social side of the game? And I mean, did you know what you were getting yourself into when you started? Oh no, I think she froze.
Yeah, she's frozen. Well, let's go with John. John, let's go with the next question while
Yes.
Miss Vortex come to us again.
Sure. What was
Um,
the question again? Sorry?
yeah, the question is, tell us about your name. What what inspired you to choose your agent name?
Well, okay. So what happened was that my original name was my full name. So it was originally John Elijah Tan, which I was told is not a good idea. So I applied for a name change, and one Saturday morning, as I was about to go out to do fielding, and I logged into my scanner, it asked for a name change, and I was like, wait, what, huh? Because that was like 6 weeks ago that I requested a change. I didn't expect it. So I'm a huge Transformers collector, and so I started entering Transformer names because why not? And so I tried to pick a few, and they were already chosen, and I went to Fort Max, which is the largest Transformer um, toy, and I have a small version of it here. Yep. So this is Fort Max, Fortress
Wow.
Maximus. So yes, I have an action figure.
Yeah, cool. With enlightened flag.
Yep,
That,
it's an enlightened flag. Yep.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous. I want an action figure. Why can't somebody make an action figure for me?
wow. Okay. Oh
Sure,
my
it doesn't
God.
agree.
Well, thank you, John. Miss Vortex
Yeah.
is not getting in, so well, let's go. Keep
Wait.
going.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Well,
getting back.
Vortex is actually also
Oh,
another
here we
amazing
go. Here we
transformer.
go. Ms. Vortex, you back?
She's back.
I think we've got her, but we're not getting the audio part now.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
There.
Wait.
There we go.
Go!
Welcome back.
It's kind of hit or miss. Here's the funny part is we've been talking to her and John for like what, probably 30 minutes before the show started, and everything was totally perfect. Show starts, and all of a sudden, boom! Screen freezes, no audio, we can't hear.
Well, you had a question for Miss Vortex, right, Frank?
I did, but we were going to talk about the community. If she can still jump in.
Yeah. Do you hear me now?
I do hear you now. Go for it.
Awesome. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. My laptop just went black. Like, whoop.
It's okay. Don't
back.
worry.
Okay.
So we were asking, how about your involvement in the community, or more specifically, were you aware of the Ingress community before you got yourself into the game?
No. That's why I didn't start in February, because I didn't have any support or knowledge. I didn't know where to go. There was just like black fields around me in the streets, and I said, okay, what to do? Nothing to do. Okay, just leave it. And then I moved to the inner city, and then there were lots of portals, and then there were people coming by and say, hey, get some beer. It was like the third day I was playing Ingress. There were a meeting from the local Smurfs, and they were all so nice, and it was like, wow, awesome. Something I can do with my kid when I'm out and on the playground. She's playing, and I do all the portals around. And then I got involved into doing intel and helping with ops, because I'm always alone at home as a single mom. I have lots of time in the evening.
Once the kids go to bed, it's time to play Ingress.
Yes, that's my time. Yeah, that's why we call it browser game. I'm doing the kind of browser game.
That's pretty cool.
But I'm doing my home portals, and I have 3 frogs around me. So mostly it's blue here. Haha, thanks to the local community. Awesome community, yes. And but it's something you can get involved. There's nobody. Everybody who wants to participate, can do something.
Yeah.
You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be like, oh, I have to wait till somebody has time to go out with me. No, we can show you. We can hang out. We can I can get them around in the city while I'm at home. I can through Hangouts, through Cello or whatever. People from other cities came last year to my birthday, like 30 or nearly 40 people from all Germany. It was like, oh, awesome. All Ingress resistance.
Great. And how you came with your name, Miss Vortex?
Yes, I'm on Twitter, and there I'm Miss Vortex. That's from Terry Pratchett. And when I started Ingress, I just was new to the Doctor Who fandom. Huge sci-fi fan, and Doctor Who was like, oh my god, I love it. I have to have a name from Doctor Who. And there's this time vortex the TARDIS is going through. So it was Miss Vortex.
Cool.
Being like
John
chaotic.
John shows us he has an action figure. But oh well, I guess you don't have one, right?
Oh, I have a TARDIS. I have kind of lots of TARDISes. And my kid has all my Star Trek figures, and yes, I have this stuff too. Yes. I'm an active member of the local Star Trek fan club, and we do fan films and so. And I play Doctor Who character in there, so we smash all together. There's actually 2 frogs in the not active anymore. In sorry, in the Star Trek club, but we got along. That's okay.
That's good. That's good. So for everyone watching at wherever you may be, at home, work, out and about, remember that you can join our live chat room. Go to behindthescanner.com on the top bar. There's a little icon that says chat. Click on that. Join the conversation. We're in there hanging out, multitasking and typing away. Also, put your questions in there, too, that you may have for our guests. We'll be pulling from those later. So, yeah, they're already nodding their heads. They're like, no! So make them good ones. We'll pick them, and then we'll ask them later in the show. So, obviously, we're here to talk Ingress, but we're also obviously talking to real people and their real experiences out in the world. So, Miss Vortex, what do you do in real life? Like when you're not playing Ingress, in between hacks or ops or, do you work Ingress into other parts of your life or maybe the other way around?
Other way around, some kind. Last year I finished my apprenticeship as a bookseller. And as a single mom, you can't always work on weekend and so in the evening. So now I'm a barista, making real good coffee.
Oh, awesome! You're like a drug pusher, but
yes,
but
books and coffee.
Right.
and the best part is it's in the physics department of the university. So I have all the nerds around me. Lots of portals, Ingress green and blue, and they come, step by, get some espresso or coffee, say hi.
Yeah.
They get some book recommendations and say, hey, what's with your game? And I say, hey, take blue. Yes. So it's the other way around. You get the technic nerds and bring them to Ingress.
Very good. So it sounds like you've worked yourself out a nice little recruiting spot for yourself.
Yes, definitely. And they recruit their friends. Okay, show him too. Okay,
That's
okay.
pretty
It's green
awesome.
here, so I make it great for you, and you can start. Make it blue. Yes.
Very
That's kind
good.
of
Very
nice,
good.
yeah.
Hey, John, how about you? How do you spend your non-Ingress hours of the day, or do you work Ingress into other parts of your life?
I try to work Ingress into most other parts of my life, but for example, like if I enjoy cooking for one thing, and when we do have like meetups or small little parties or what, we either go to. I'm usually the guy who recommends where to go to eat, or I cook food and bring it over.
Man, another dangerous one. So you got one that does coffee, one that does food.
We'll start a business and we'll take over the world.
Yeah, exactly, right? Now you're thinking. I like your style, John.
Ingress brings people together, don't you know?
And businesses, apparently.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
good.
John, let's go back to the Ingress part of your life. Have you traveled a lot playing Ingress? Have you attended to anomalies or I don't know, travel to do some ops?
Well, traveling to do ops, that's fun stories there. My first anomaly, I accidentally took part in it because it was we were a connected cell for Helios, and since the portals are quite spaced out where I lived at the time, and but the MU count was quite high, so I was awarded the Helios badge for creating big fields. And since then, I've been traveling to do mega fields. For example, I went with a few people. We called ourselves Team Drumsticks because at about 2 a.m. we found a place and had drumsticks for supper. And we were walking around in a resort in the middle of the night, not suspiciously clearly, and we were feuding over Malaysia at the time. And yeah, since then I've been participating in anomalies and all that. I've been helping with the organizing and all that. Yeah, it's all fun. Traveling. Ingress has made traveling a bit more objective.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. More objective. How?
For example, when I was recently in Sydney for a family trip, and uh, because it was a family trip, we didn't really do much sightseeing as much as catching up with family. So whenever there was a downtime or what, we rented a car and we actually just traveled around. I went to look for unique portal captures, visits, and all that. And um, sadly, I didn't have the time to do some of the beautiful mission art in Sydney. But it's quite awesome to go into a new area, get to know some of the community there, and really just chill.
Sure. Well, I want to ask you um, about your helmet. I like want to know the story of your helmet.
Okay, so I come from our local community in Singapore. We're the northeast of Singapore, and we call ourselves the Spartans because we are, while we may be few in number compared to the Smurfs in the area. I live in an area where it's more or less me and another guy against like 10, 12 Smurfs. So we call ourselves the Spartans, and especially when Persepolis came, and a bunch of us crazy people were traveling to Jakarta for as part of the Foreign Legion, and Foreign Legion, Spartan. It just made sense to make a helmet. Plus,
Yeah.
I've always liked the enlightened eye part as a like an aiming reticle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Mhm.
It's really cool that helmet. Really, I envy you a little bit. Miss Vortex, where has Ingress taken you? What anomalies have you been involved with?
Involved in every anomaly since recursion. Participated in field in Munich. I was Helios, I think. Shown it in Hanover, and now in Vienna. Last time Obsidian. That was awesome in Vienna. That was really great.
Yeah, and have you traveled to somewhere else?
Oh no, as I'm with a kid, no family around to give my daughter away. She's getting older, so it's getting easier. When I started, she was in the kindergarten. She just got to school. Now she's 9 years old and likes to stay away for several days. But in the beginning, it was really hard.
Yeah.
So, but it's getting better. So she just wanted to let me go to Rotterdam. I said, no, got no vacation from a job, so can't go. But she wanted to let me go. Next time I will be there again.
Great. You mentioned that you do a lot of intel. You have many friends from other countries already.
Oh yes, that's the best part. There's always somebody online because there's always a wake zone wandering around the globe. So if you want to chat, just go in some intel room, some ITC junkies. Somebody's always online, and we help each other, and that's awesome. That's nice. So if anybody has some idea or needs some ops or so, you help each other, and then you get to chat. Best part is I met one guy I really worked a lot with from Greece. Lefterius, hi! And he was in Vienna. It was so awesome to see him. Like after 2 years just writing in Hangouts. That's really great if you meet them.
Yeah, it's really cool to meet people that you know for a long time already, but just in Hangouts, it's really cool.
Yeah, that's really fine. I like that. and I hopefully meet more people the next Anomaly than, not in Rotterdam, but there's some on my list from Ireland and from America, and so, yeah, list is long and getting even longer every year.
Cool.
Very good. So before we get to the second half of the show, it's time for our weekly truth. And this week we have Operation Essex to catch us up on the developments in the Ingress storyline. Everyone, please welcome Operation Essex investigator David to the show.
Hello. Well, so, we talked a bit just now about the places that Ingress has taken us and the things that we've seen, the things that we've done. But no matter where we go playing Ingress, there's something that's always with us in the scanner, Ada. And she's actually a very dominating thread through the investigation this week as it's gone on. So let's dig right into it. She touches on, there are a lot of people actually this week trying to figure out what's been going on with Ada, what's been happening with her, and looks like among the problems we've been having this week, the screen sharing is coming up with an empty box for me. So, but anybody who wants to pull up the investigate.ingress.com site can follow along. I'm just going to be going through mainly everything that's happened in the last week there on investigate.ingress.com. So to step back to the May 13th post, it's titled An Unexpected Change, and that is really the story post that introduces the changes that have happened to turrets recently. The turrets have become more powerful, and there's more XM around the portals now, kind of reversing what happened to the shield. So that post is a conversation between me and Lorazan, so between Hulong and IQ Tech personnel, and they're just talking about what's happened. Now, coming over to the next day's post, Ada's motives on May 14th. In an unexpected change, they were already like, saying, okay, this is cool, this is happening, but there's still kind of guesswork. But here on Ada's motives on May 14th, you see that this is a conversation between Hank Johnson and the Acolyte. Both of them are fairly well in tune with the XM world, not from the corporation side, but from the other side. And the Acolyte and Hank, they're talking about, the results of a leak that happened in the last week that showed that Ada was clearly behind the attack that happened on the compound. And while there were early suggestions that Oliver Linton Wolf had been kidnapped from the compound, to the contrary, other leaks lead us to believe that Oliver Linton Wolf was warned by Ada and allowed to escape from the compound before the attack occurred. So the Acolyte, however, is guessing about what Ada and Oliver Linton Wolf's motives are. The Acolyte says, if you think that Ada's motives weren't obvious before, but they are now. Hank replies, you think it was her and Oliver Linton Wolf behind the XM and turret changes? The Acolyte replies, I'm certain of it. Then Hank asks, but how? They were working on the Obsidian Shield. And the Acolyte goes on to point out, last time, it took them thousands of agents' help just to punch a tiny hole into it. But she suggests that maybe now, instead of punching a large hole in the shield, instead of destroying the shield, they've transformed it. And she refers back to Sibella's prophecy, the warning that she gave when she said that first will come the shield, and then will come the sword. So, little bit of conjecture, but it seems pretty clear that the changes to the turrets may be part of the sword or what's going on. And then the next daily post was the weekly wrap-up from May 15th. And really, you know, if you're only going to read one post a week on the investigation, read the weekly wrap-up. Makes sense. The May 16th post, what separates us from Ada? Again, Ada's just the dominating thread this week. Jahan and Hank now are conversing, and Hank immediately suggests that maybe Ada was working as a proxy for Jahan, but Jahan says, no, this isn't how I roll, essentially. You know, Jahan's saying that I'm out there to bring people together. I'm out there to express empathy. I have a purpose in life, which purpose is to bring greater good to people. And she strongly implies that that's not Ada's purpose, that Ada's purpose is to achieve her own goals. And then in the 518 post, Pointed Inquiries, we see more evidence suggesting that Ada and Oliver Linton Wolf are still collaborating, even though he's outside of the Enlightened compound. He's joined forces with her. Well, he already joined forces with her. That was part of the deal he struck with the Acolyte some weeks ago. But perhaps this sword, or whatever's manifesting with the turrets, is just the beginning of what could potentially come from this XM lab they've apparently set up. But it sounds like Director Phillips from the NIA has got perhaps his own way into this lab, so that's an interesting post if you're into that kind of cloak and dagger and seeing perhaps what's going to happen there with the NIA. And the last important post from this last week comes back to Clue. So much of the investigation comes back to Clue. Clue's been with us from the beginning, really. You know, at first she was drawn to the resistance, to the humanist side of things, and then later on, after an anomaly, she was brought to see the enlightened side of things as well. And then she was, in many ways, made to be one with Ada. We saw a whole lot of interesting videos, things like that, where she was in the end she was doing Ada's will. She was speaking for Ada, doing all kinds of things for Ada, but then she was freed from that with P.A. Chapeau's help. H. Richard Loeb, you know, that goes back to his role as programming parts of Ada and the Truth Seeker algorithm that we came to find out leaked things for us. But in this post is really interesting story-wise, because P.A. Chapeau goes on to express some of his regrets. You know, he wishes that he could have done more to help Clue. Clue posts her own perspective on it on Google+. She says, I haven't been feeling myself these days. She goes on to say that even though she was separated from Ada, there still seems to be some kind of a connection, whether it's some kind of a damage that's been done to her own personality, or whether Ada still lingers within her. She's not quite sure. But for some reason, the Acolyte has found out about that. Clue says, I haven't shared this with many people, but I guess she hears things. She sent me an invitation offering to come to her compound and take part in what she called rites of transition and tranquility. Initially, Clue was hesitant, but she said, the night after I got the letter, I saw Jarvis in a dream. I sat with him by the ocean. I was in terrible pain, and the ocean slowly pulled the pain away into the waves. I don't think I actually saw Jarvis, by the way, she says. I know it was just a dream, but it did feel good. It was the first time in a long time I woke up feeling refreshed. So with that, she lets us know that she's going. She's planning on going to join the Acolyte in her compound. She says that with that decision, she's hopeful, she's optimistic, and she hasn't felt that way in a while. So, she understands that a lot of us, those of us of the resistance persuasion may disagree with her on that choice. At one time she was allied with the resistance. But those of the enlightened persuasion, I'm sure, would be excited by that choice. And certainly all of us like to see her relieved from the burdens that she's had lingering from this connection with Ada, and hopefully, she can come back and rejoin the investigation the same way she used to back in the day, back in the early days of Ingress, when she was releasing these interesting videos and helping us explore the investigation. But that's my weekly recap, really, of what's been going on in the investigation. Ada's out there, and we're going to have to watch and see what she brings to the future working with Oliver Linton Wolf. That man's in a dangerous position. We know that Ada has not hesitated to kill somebody who gets in her way or dispose of people she no longer needs. But Oliver Linton Wolf can be kind of cutthroat himself, so we'll see what this leads to, and if the turret enhancements really are just the first step, the beginning of the sword. So
sounds like a cage match to me. Let's do this.
We'll see, yeah.
Right on. Well, David Timothy, thank you very much for joining us and getting us up to speed.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Take care.
Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
Well, guys, it's time for the cut of the show, but, well, we have two problems. First, Andrew is very busy, so he is not with us tonight. And second, as you can see, we don't have lower thirds. Well, just John. I don't know why, but well, and Miss Vortex has her own lower third. But
I made one.
Hangouts has some problems with that, so well, we can't put there the code of the show. So I'm just holding it as Miss Vortex on the screen, and it's time for Frank to say whatever he wanna say. You have 60 seconds as BDS tradition, but it's your time, Frank.
It's my time. I wasn't even prepared. George has totally set me up for this.
Really?
Well,
Poor you.
I'm totally failing here because I was not prepared to fill some time on these codes. But tell you what I'll do, because I'm solid like that. So if you guys can stop looking at the screen and pop in these codes super quick, I'm gonna read them to you. So let's go 5WKB6 you know what? Go fast. Individual P5V7B. The second one I can't read because my screen's got all kinds of little boxes with heads on it. So you guys are on your own on that one. There you go.
6QFF 6LINKY 9R5C.
Yeah, team players. See how we do this? Hooking you guys up. Trust me, I know how much of a pain it is to have to look at your phone and look up at each one of these things. So hopefully you guys got some goodies. I want to hear in the chat or see in the chat who got what.
Okay. It's time.
Good to go. Thanks, George.
No, you're welcome, man. Good team. Thank you, John. That was a cross-faction team.
Yeah, that was some teamwork right there. Okay, let's get back to our guests. So we had some great discussion around the game of Ingress and much more. A couple of science fiction fans with us this evening. John, tell us more about the collection you have and how did you get started with the collection?
Well, as a kid, I've always loved Transformers, and I knew where my parents kept their spare change, and every now and then I would steal a bit of coins here and there, and I've actually paid for Transformers purely in small loose change. Yeah, sorry, Mom. Yeah, but on top of Transformers, there are other things I collect, and as part of, well, it kind of ties in with the storyline, and by popular request.
Whoa, is that a sword?
Yes, it's my sword. It's based on the one from Final Fantasy VII, and it splits into 6 swords.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
That's the one from Cloud, isn't it?
That's right. You know this.
Ah,
Look at
yes.
that.
Total Final Fantasy fan, totally.
That's
I was,
awesome.
I was trying to remember the name. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty
so
awesome.
my collection isn't just Transformers, but it's well, I like swords. Swords rock.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Dig it. So Ms. Vortex, you're a sci-fi fan too. We talked a little bit about it earlier.
A little bit.
Remind us again, what are your favorites?
Oh, good stories. As a bookseller, just not only Star Trek, even Star Wars. The classics like Asimov, Arthur C. Clarke. Next week is Towel Day, so read Douglas Adams, take your towel, 25th of May, show your geek pride.
Nice.
Yes, I have to remind you all. Terry Pratchett,
my
of
towel go?
course. Towel, yes.
I don't know where my towel went. I thought I had it around here somewhere.
Always have your towel with you.
Towelie's missing.
And I just like even good TV shows or films. Just been to the Avengers here, Civil War. Without the kid, yes. I love these evenings.
That's awesome.
That's like once and a half a year, so
Yeah.
I have to enjoy. So it just like I found a lot of Ingress people liking good stories that are
absolutely.
linked even to this very complex Ingresser. I don't really remember whether I remember several figures, but not like all this stuff that turns around. I know people who can tell me what is actually happening or happened. I always like can't. It's very complex. I always wanted an Ingress book.
Yeah.
And read all the story through. That would be great.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So, as a bookseller, what recommendation would you have for someone wanting to start out with sci-fi? Kind of just dip their toes in the water.
Oh, depends. If you like a little younger, not so much into this love thing.
Yeah, who's got time for the love thing? Come on.
That was the best part in Pacific Rim. No love story. Just womp. Start with Asimov. That's clean Russian. That's just robotics. That's all what he's thought about. What could happen. Or nowadays Russian sci-fi. Lukashenko is awesome. Has mystery. With I don't know in English. It's Nochnoi Desor. Was even in the film. And here's the fun part is with Lukashenko, the Russians behave like Russians in space. Like drink vodka and eat cucumbers. pickles, not pickles. It's
Russians
awesome. With the aliens, they get the aliens drunk. It's awesome.
They get the aliens drunk.
Yes, it's great. It's absolutely great. It's fantastic.
Sounds like my kind of story. I might have to pick that one up.
yeah, definitely. And if you like otherworld stories, like totally insane stuff, read The Welsh Just Before It, where somebody jumps into books to build a weapon in the book, because you can write every weapon you like, and then take the weapon out of the book and use it. Or there are so many good. If you need any recommendations, just ping me. I have. Oh, I can even show you them. They're standing right here in my store.
Awesome. Very cool.
But definitely Pratchett, Gaiman if you're into dark mystery, and the classics like Dune and Asimov. I just stop here because I feel more books coming up.
Cool. Hey guys, for everyone watching, remember you can submit questions for our guests. We are going to ask that, even if Miss Vortex says no, but she will be answer some. So go to well, if you are watching us on YouTube, go to the Q&A tool and just type it there, or go to our chat on our site and you can interact with Kelly Colton that is there and ask some questions also. So, Miss Vortex, you have claimed to know a lot of useless things. You have useless knowledge, and here's your chance to spread it. Has any of this useless knowledge, as you call it, actually help you to get out of difficult situations?
It's kind of an icebreaker for if I get thrown into a hangout with cleaners and I don't know the city or the country, they're far away and they don't know me. They know each other, but they don't know me. You just throw in stupid stuff like that spiders are carnivorous. So if you put 10,000 spiders in a room and lock it, you get one huge fat spider, not 10,000. And I said, what? And that's just like fun, and it's a kind of icebreaker, and you get linking teams or cleaner teams that are waiting in the night somewhere, freezing in the car, get them entertained. Just yes, that's like gift in German is for poison, or that's if you're with Americans, working with Americans or so, they're like, what? That's present? No, for us it's poison. Or pasta in Spanish is money. Or the phrase OMG, oh my god, dates back to 1917 and stuff like that. Yes, it's
Sounds like it could be a good trip with you while traveling for a nap or something like that.
I can't even remember my own phone number, but stuff like that just sucks into my brain and stays there.
Has it helped you to find common ground or something to share with the players from other sites, like those players that you know from other countries?
Oh, the knowledge, the useless knowledge, not really. That's more the icebreaker thing, and then you get to talk about more the book stuff. That's all this. What's one of my very first questions? Do you read? What's your favorite book, or what's your last read book? And that's it's normally a lot of. For me, it says a lot of the other part for me, and so we can talk about it, like, hey, have you read this? Do you know that one? Oh, you have recommendations for me. That's how I got to know Haruki Murakami. Japanese writer, was unknown to Germany. I read him like 7 years ago. Now he's a huge thing here in Germany. But that's how I get to talk with people from foreign countries, like about the film, or it's mostly really about good stories. They tend to be in the head and be actual, and they people like to talk about good stories. And that's where you can cling to. That's where you can connect, yeah.
Cool. Well, talking about stories, I heard a story about you, John, that you have a special gift to winning people over. So it is because you cook, man. What dishes are you known for? Because, well, being famous for cooking in Ingress is, well, it's not that common.
Generally, at most of the meetups, I cook something simple like pasta, but well, it's really about making sure that what you cook is nice. But I have been known to do crazy things like make it with ghost chilies. So we're talking about having collagen inflated lips for the rest of the evening. I haven't fed that to any of my agents yet, but I have brought them to where they can obtain level 35. So big jump in levels. It's actually a place just near my home where you can do buffalo wings with a spicy levelness of up to 35. And on the menu, they only have up to level 10. You have to go off book to get the level 35. So
Wow.
yeah, spicy foods.
Well, I don't. Well, I'm not into spicy so much, but I will try some of that. And do you have any kind of a special request from your fans for those meetups or something?
Yeah. What do you mean, as in to normally, like if we have these meetups, everyone brings something in terms of food. So there's not much in particular that we request to bring, other than you just come happy, come hungry.
Okay. Sounds like great meetups.
Oh yeah, I've ever been tricked into marinating foods for a meetup that I couldn't make. Someone actually said, "Oh, I need help to marinate the chicken wings," and what she left out was the chicken wings, the pork belly, the ribs, and everything else. So I was like, "You got me here to help with the wings, and I'm doing everything else." Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, especially since I wasn't able to make it to the gathering because of work. So yeah, at least my presence was tasted.
Sure.
That's always pretty good. So, Miss Vortex, what equipment do you use, and do you have any tips, tricks to help other players be more effective with their gear?
Paper and pen.
Really?
No,
Old school.
like
Way back.
old school. If the laptop doesn't work, paper and pen. Now, I don't have any special gear or any super high quality stuff because I have a kid. My
Yeah.
high quality goes with the kid.
You got chargers, though, backpacks, smartphones, any other gear you might use?
Now I have a Sony Xperia Z3, and my kid has the Z1, my old one. She's not playing Ingress. She doesn't like Ingress. That's one of our problems because if you go out, yeah, she says, "Mom, you don't listen to me if you play Ingress." So I have to ask for permission if we're out together, or I just play if she's in school and I'm going to work or coming back. Yeah, well, you have to make compromises. But for Intel, I'm training and learning people and normal agents to plan the fields, the small fields, and so I always try to get them to start really low, like with draw tools, really, or as we did it in the beginning, 2013, we printed out the map and we draw it, really, because nobody had a laptop with it on the meetings, and we were sitting in the beer garden, and we were just like really drawing with a pen and paper. That's where you start to think, because if you have drawn a line and you erase it, the map gets worse and worse, and you really think about, okay, where's the portal? We hadn't that much portals back in those days. We're so old. But you really think about what you're drawing and where you're going, and if the portal is right. With some high-end tools, you just click, click, click. Okay, no, that's not working. I'm clicking off. Click, 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 click. And they're not so much thinking about the field. And then some problems about the cleaning is coming up, and there are territories you can't go to. And if you're drawing it on the map, you think more. Like, can I go there? Do I want to draw this line? Do I have with draw tools? If you erase the draw tools, everything is gone.
That's
you
fair
really
point.
think about it.
Fair point. Makes you kind of put a little more thought. It's more permanent, right? So you kind of make sure it's what you want to do.
Yeah. So if you start, like, not for all the time, but if you start like this, you get used to all this. Is the territory okay? Is it open in the night? And all that stuff. That's
very cool.
Kind of low equipment.
Low tech, best tech is what you're
Yes,
saying.
yes. And then you get to the high tech.
Right. You graduate to the high tech.
Yes, now you can go. Here's the trophy.
John, what equipment do you use, and do you have any tips for players to be more effective?
Well, I use as my primary
Swords.
device an iOS device, and I have a backup Android phone, and 5 power banks. Yeah, that should be enough for me. Um, uh, some tips is always work together with other agents. It's more fun to play with them, and it's more fun to um, and more effective when you work together. 4 extra shields can't go up against 3 level 16s that are just blasting with only X8s.
Okay, well, guys, are you ready for viewer questions?
Sure, yeah.
Can I say
Yeah.
no?
No is certainly not an option.
You can say
know
no,
it's-
but they won't listen.
Fire away, George. Let's get to the good stuff.
Okay, well, we have the first question is for both of you. This is from Water, and collections are important. Do you find any fun similarities between collecting portals and your sci-fi collections?
John, you go first.
Okay, sure. The difference is that my collection tends to stay with me, and my portals sometimes get stolen. Because especially my Guardian portal at 135. Yeah, that was a bit sucky to lose, but yeah, it happens. But other than that, I think the important thing is not so much collecting the portals, but actually having been there, because the experiences of going to these portals is fun in itself. Like, for example, I actually had to get towed coming away from one portal.
Okay.
135. Wow, I don't even get 90. Okay. Yes, for me it's the same. It's my collection stays with me, but and I'm not so much into this swag thing. Even I have lots of patches stuff, and I like to collect these screenshots of the fields and the ops I was involved, and I like to because I'm not that into all these portal going out and collecting stuff. I love helping in Anomaly because it's very special. You have lots of people in one hangout and meet some people. That's more my stuff, this Anomaly collection. Because you
Well, those screenshots, it's a really unusual collection, but it sounds cool. But none of you mentioned if you collect keys from, I don't know, different places, trade keys, something like that. You don't have keys on your collection.
I've got one key that was given by a buddy, Chin Chao Hangus, from Japan. It is the key of the 1-to-1 scale Gundam statue, and yeah, that's something that I really love because it ties in sci-fi, robots, and Ingress, and friendship all in one.
I of course have a TARDIS key from London. Of course I have, and I have Paddington Bear. I've not been there. They were brought to me. I have Sherlock Holmes and King Cross Platform 9 and 9.5. So, yes, I have some key collection, a little bit, just nerdy ones.
Okay. Well, we have another question from the Haitian. What is your opinion on Niantic's support system? What would you change to improve it? Let's go with Miss Vortex.
Yes, we talked about that, the Hessian and me. Hi, Hessian. Hi, my sweeties. Yes, that's kind of we have a formerly very, very active player in Mallorca, the Jens, and he got banned, and we don't know why. He's banned for 4 months now, and he gets no answer. His tickets are just closed. Has nobody to talk to. He says he did nothing wrong. He just played, and then he got banned, and that's kind of sad. He was really one of the most active players I've known. He's done Intel. He helped with Ops. I don't know how many missions he did. He's like huge. He was always on the run. Now he's gone, and we don't know why. That's somebody, just some point where you can turn to and ask, what have I done wrong? Okay. Then I thought, I am banned. It's okay for me now. Now I understand, but just without any answer, that's just sad. Losing good people. I think that's not just with the Resistant, that's even for the Enlightened might be. Not that sad for us. But losing good people is just sad for no reason.
Yeah. What do you think about this, John?
Well, I think most people feel that the support system could always be improved on. I think Ms. Vortex highlighted the main issue is that when things happen or when reports go in, the main thing that is missing is communication. And I think I can understand from Niantic's side for the support system, you need people to man it, and if there are ways that they can involve the community to help, that would definitely help. But until the main issue, which is getting more people on board to help with the support system, until that is addressed, there's honestly, as far as I can see, not much that can be changed at this point. Yeah, you just need more people and more open communication.
Okay, well, yeah, well, it's an issue that everybody has with that, but well, I bet Niantic is taking notes and on all the people that is having some problems, and I bet they are working on some way to maybe to improve that. I don't know, but well, let's go to another question. This is for Fort Max. This question is from Shaq Gamer, and it says, "What motivated you to organize Mission Day and Anomaly in Singapore?"
Well, for that, after coming from Persepolis, we've noticed that more and more events and all that are starting to come towards Southeast Asia more often. And I mean, just a simple proof of that is for Aegis Nova, we've got 4 normally just within within Asia alone, not including Tokyo. And my intent when I submitted the application for Mission Day last year was that we just wanted to put Singapore on the global map, and soon after that, even before Mission Day was completed, we were told, oh, Singapore is doing a Abaddon in December, and I was like, okay, it's really starting to snowball. And as an announcement, on the 2nd July, Singapore is having our 2nd Mission Day. Yeah, so I think we're the first city to have a 2nd Mission Day. I could be wrong, but yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
so it's really for the community.
Yeah, you are well. I can see that you are a really active member of your community, and that is cool. Miss Vortex, you have a question from Killer Litter. Um, do you have active cross-faction relations? And if you do, how do you balance ops requirements versus friendly relations?
If I do have cross-faction, oh, I just hear me. If I do have cross-factions relations, little. I have some friends, good friends. I had before I turned myself so much into Ingress, and they're frogs, and we just don't talk about it. It's if we meet, the scanner is off. It's just friends meeting, like before Ingress. Just having a beer, having a good time, doing Star Trek stuff, but Star Trek frog, and I have some 2 or 3 frogs I really meet often, like my neighbors. One neighbor, it's a very kind girl. She was playing alone, having no, as an enlightened, having no connection to the community, and I helped her. I explained her how to deploy and what the shields mean and what's an anomaly. Like, it's more fun to have a good opponent, and she's really kind. Okay, I told her if she ever feels over me, everything will be gone, even in the night. So her home portal, it's out of reach for me. It's mostly green, and my 2 portals, I have 2, are blue. So, and I'm normally linking over her, so she can't feel me. But I got her into contact with other frogs, so she can get help and some upgrades. And it's no fun to just having no real opponent to play with.
Yeah.
But I'm getting along. Mostly, I always say cross-faction scanner off, and then it's okay. We're all just humans.
Sure, that's the right way to do things on English.
Yeah, I'm no fan of cross-faction fields or so, because I always say that blue should build blue fields and destroy green fields. So, sorry, no cross-faction fields.
Not even art cross-faction fields?
No.
Nothing. Okay. She's got a hard line, George.
Yeah.
I see that.
I help building a field of a cross-faction angel.
Miss Vortex has her line in the sand.
Well, yeah. Well, just don't tell me you do that, and then it's fine. I don't want to know.
It's bittersweet. It's that part of the show. I like it because you guys get to say what you want. I don't like it because it usually means the show's just about over. So, for better or worse, it's time for that BTS tradition where we give each guest 60 seconds to talk about whatever they want, give shout-outs, rant and rave, and just have a good time. So, you're limited to 60 seconds, and we're going to start with you, Miss Vortex. So, kick it off.
Oh my god. Okay, dear Ingress player out there, be excellent to each other. Hoshi, watch more Bonehead, read more, good stories. If you ever need a book recommendation, ping me. We have a great game to share, and I have met so many great people like Lydia, like Lefteris, Philip in Ireland, I love you. Yeah, all my sweeties in Arbox, and so you know what I know you're watching. I know you're laughing now, and can't meet you in Rotterdam, but next time I will be there. All the others, be excellent to each other. Just don't be a dick. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
First,
it's your time, John.
Okay. Right, 60 seconds. Where do I start? Default would like to invite all enlightened agents to Chiang Mai, to Kuala Lumpur, and to Manila to join the Foreign Legion for the coming Aegis Nova anomaly. And of course, in Singapore, we definitely welcome all agents, regardless of green, blue, red, to come join us for Mission Day. It's going to be fun, and get another mission badge tiered up. And just a reminder to Meat Eater, you are going to eat some balut. And a shout out to everyone in the Enlightened Foreign Legion, as well as in Enlightened Singapore, especially the Northeast Spartans. Love you guys. And yeah, feud on.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you, Miss Vortex. It's great.
Oh, wait. I forgot something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. If you see me in Kuala Lumpur, you can find this card, and Enlightened Romance, which shows two of our agents that this is our most downloaded photo in the Foreign Legion, and you can get a copy for yourself if you just find me at Kuala Lumpur.
That's awesome. All right. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Always a good time hanging out with the guests. Don't forget to join us next week, and happy hacking.
Happy hacking, everyone, and thank you guys for being with us.
Yeah.
All right, that was awesome.
John, that frog.
Thank you.
Put that thing up again. Let me see that frog, man.
Yeah.
That frog is awesome.
What was that? Look at that dude. He's got clothes. He's got a bow.
He's the president for the Enlightened Foreign Legion, and we had him shipped over from Malaysia via the Portal Network, of course.
That's awesome.